Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin Mommy, and I'm here for a weekly update. It's Monday, April 29th, so getting close to Stitch Mania. And so I have a little bit to talk about what I was able to do this week, and then I'll share my Stitch Mania plans, which start Wednesday. So it's a little bit strange that it's already here. Not quite ready for it, but that's okay. First off, though, I have a few things to share. Recently, I got 1,000 cardboard bobbins I bought on Amazon because I kept running out whenever I would get my thread clubs, and so I thought, you know what, let's see if I can get some of these in bulk, and sure enough, I got a bunch of them. So that should last me a little while. Thought I would share that. I love putting all my thread on bobbins. DMC, fancy floss, silk, everything goes on a bobbin, and that's just how I roll, so I need lots more. And then I also was contacted by a viewer. I don't think she makes any videos, but she sent me. She asked if I would like these Paula Vaughn kits because she used to, not Paula Vaughn, Teresa Wensler. She used to stitch a lot several years back and has come back to stitching recently, and her tastes have changed. So she thought, since I'm stitching a couple Teresa Wenslers, that I might like stitching these, or people who watch me also might like stitching these. So I will not be giving anything away today, but I thought I would just share with you. And these may be coming out in the future, and I will be keeping at least 2 of them. Possibly, I don't know, we'll see. The first one, which was unexpected, was a kit of the English Garden Sampler, and I have this pattern already. I found it on the freebie table at the Southern California Stitchers Retreat in September, and Brian Blitz Stitch is working on this, and I don't like this top area. I think it's just too much, especially since I'm doing the fantasy triptych. There's a lot of this full, like, confetti bushes and stuff. I just don't want to do any more of that. But I did like the rest of this, and so what I was planning to do, since I saw that pattern, was just bring the border down and do this part, because this part looks fun. Specialty stitches and 1/1 and cute, fun little heart hanger, which I still haven't done yet, but it's in a few pieces, so I will eventually tackle that. But now I have a full kit. So what I might do is I might keep this one and give away the pattern at some point. And then the other one I got from her was Peacock Tapestry, which is a full kit as well. Comes with everything, including, all of these come with even weave, because she does have, 1/1 and fractionals and all that stuff, so even the kits come with even weave. This looks like pretty nice even weave too. It's, so this one's open, but yeah, she was saying everything's here. She never did these. So there's that one. That one, Lisa Stitching and Such, she's doing that one, and it looks beautiful, but intense. This one, as you could probably say with a lot of Teresa Wenslers, this one is the English Cottage sampler, which I think I saw in the background on Handwork Maniac, Brenda's video. So she has done this, and my cat is sad because I have a box on my lap and she can't get up here. This one I'm tempted to do, but I'm not 100% in love with it. It is also, again, a full kit with beads and everything. So I'm not sure. I might do a portion of it, or I might give it away later once I decide one way or the other, but for now I think I'll keep it just in case, let it percolate a little bit. And then the last one she sent was the Castle sampler, which has some people down here, and I might have, I don't think so. I think I might have a pattern of this, but I'm not positive. I don't know that I want to do this one as well because of the castle. I have the other one with the castle. So this is another one that may eventually be a giveaway. And this one looks like she's got it a little bit more kitted up than usual, so it has the pattern. But she put all the floss sorted on a ring, so whoever gets this one in a future giveaway will have it pre-sorted for you. So that'll be fun. So eventually I'll save those for future fancy times like my birthday or subscriber benchmarks or Flosstube anniversaries or things like that. I'll probably spread them out because those will cost more to ship. Probably just USA ones too because they're more expensive. They're thicker. I can't just get away with a regular, what do you call it? Regular envelope shipping. Anyways, she also threw in some fabric that she didn't think she would use anymore, so which is really fun because I think I might use all of this. So thank you so much. This is some tea-dyed, possibly like Monaco or even weave or something, and I've never used tea-dyed stuff, so I will try to work on that. She said it plumped up the fibers more than she was expecting and didn't think it would be very fun to work on. So I'm wondering though, I've seen these needles that have the little ball point on the end. I'm wondering if that would help. We'll see. Maybe eventually I'll try that. And then there was this stuff. I still never counted this to see what count this is. It's like probably 18 or 20, but it's really loose weave. So I'm not sure what that is, what type of fabric it is, but that would be interesting. I'll have to work on that with something. And then there's 3 of these 28 count even weaves. Pink, sage, and light blue, like a bluey gray. Definitely could use those. And they're from Ben Franklin, which is, I remember going to a Ben Franklin when I was growing up a few times, and it was a really fun craft store. They're no longer in business, so I'm like, oh, I know that one. So anyways, thank you so much, Kathy. That was a really fun treat to receive in the mail, and like opening up a Christmas present. So I'm definitely, the English Garden Sampler is one that was on my short list of things that I'd like to start soon, potentially in 2020. So I'll probably take a look at the kit and make sure the chart is as easy to read as the one I had. And yeah, possibly just use the kit materials and, well, yeah, I don't know. I still haven't decided yet because I had kitted it up with some fabric that I'd been given by somebody else. I keep forgetting who gives me stuff. It's a weird problem to have. But maybe since I'm not doing the whole thing, I'd be better off to give the kit away, since the kit fabric would be for the size of the full piece. So we'll see. Still working on thinking that through. But meanwhile, I will let you know what I did this week. I worked on 2 of my daily pieces this week. Got a decent amount of progress on both of them. The first one is my Teresa Winsler Dragon Ride that I am doing for my middle son. And this is what that looked like last time. And here it is now. I focused in and did a whole bunch of backstitching on his face and a little bit over here just to finish out some strings. When I got to this quarter stitch right there, it wasn't done, which is really annoying. And I'm like, I'm gonna know it's not there. It's gonna bug me. So I threaded the blend on my needle, put in the quarter stitch, and then did some more up here. So you might notice a little bit more was up there. And then I was able to do the backstitching in right here and then up around here. That is I don't think it's a blend, but it's 1 stitch for the eye, and that might be the only place it's used in the entire piece. Okay, but it's fine. So my son was very excited to see this finished and said, now can you work more in the wings? So my, what do you call it, assignment next is to do more on the wings. So there's that. And I will take up his request probably in June, because I am not working on this in May. Stitch Mania is going to take over everything. And that's kind of just what it does. The other one, the other daily piece I worked on was my niece's H Fairy by Nora Corbett. And this is what that looked like last time. And here's where I got to. I was able to finish her wing, and then I worked a length of Eve's leaves, this light green, and then finished out the string over here. And then I was able to backstitch the wing and this tendril, so that area is complete. Very fun! So next time, I still need to backstitch her skin, but she's got legs that need the same color, so I'll probably wait to do that until her legs are done, which I need to do her skirt first. So first, there's more, there's like 3 colors in this vine thing. There's a brown, a green, and then a brownie green, variegated. So that I'll do more of those colors probably, as well as this, and work on her skirt, and you know, all that kind of stuff in the next go around in June. So that's coming along really nicely. I'm having fun with that. I'm really happy that that wing is done, because that feels like the largest chunk of stitching. Same with the other My Fairy, the S Fairy. That felt that way too. The wing area was like the biggest, and the fact that there's Kreinik there makes it the most daunting as well, because it can be fiddly to work with. So now all I have left is fancy floss and beads, and that's nice and easy. So, and then my main piece the rest of the time was Midsummer Roses, and I did not get it finished, but I am happy with what I was able to do. And it was fun to work on. I didn't get to work on it at all yesterday. It was a busy day, and I have an Etsy order for some handkerchiefs, so that took away some time. The handkerchief stitching can happen during the day because it's work, so I can justify doing that during the day when I should be, you know, doing chores and whatnot around the house. So when normally I don't allow myself to stitch all that much during the day because I want to be productive, but yesterday was just busy, so I didn't end up getting to this at all yesterday. But I had a lot of fun working on it for several other days. Even if I had not done those daily pieces, and even if I had gotten to it yesterday, I probably would not have finished it still, because there's just so much backstitching. I did a little bit of backstitching on some colors that I realized were stitches that I had stitched 20 years ago and I'd never backstitched, and I did that, and it took a lot longer than I expected. So yeah, finishing it in April just wasn't a realistic goal, but that's okay. I have a plan. So this is what it looked like before, and here it is now. So you will probably notice, hopefully, I worked on these violets, which are obviously backstitched now, and these leaves down here, which are less obviously backstitched because it's a more matching color, but I did those too. And I also did the sides of the bucket, which had not yet been done, and I also did more white. So now in this area. So now this, what I was probably going to do if I had gotten to this yesterday was backstitch the faucet. This is like an old-fashioned water pump. And then also do some of the sprigs that are coming up. And I had really hoped to have that done to show you today, but alas, such is life. My plan for this piece is to work on it today and tomorrow with whatever time I have. Probably small stitching days both days, just because of things and stuff. But because my travel stitching tends to get a lot of time, and Stitch Mania is starting, which will take away home time priorities from this. I'm planning to make this my travel piece. August is just about done. Just a tiny bit more. I'll probably, possibly finish that today. So this will get packed up with white, because I still have some white here and here to finish. White and all the different colors of backstitch, which is, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 6 colors of backstitching that I will need to finish this. And that's going to go in the car with me. It's 14 count Adia, so even if I have to do it while we're driving, I'm a passenger. I could probably still do that. And most of my travel time, I'm stationary in the valet line at school, so I think it will be fine. I do have a ladies event next Saturday, or maybe, no, this coming Saturday, where I'll be a passenger. And normally, I'm not sure, this is a little bit bigger than I might normally bring to something like that in the car, but yeah, we'll see. I'm still thinking about that one. I might want to just bring November with me for that, but because that might be too cumbersome to bring in the car with a lot of other people in there. So we'll see. If I'm just in the passenger seat with my family, then this will be easy to do. So speaking of travel stitching, here's my August by the Little House Needleworks. I'm doing this one. I'm almost done. This is what it looked like last week, and here it is now. It's just about finished. I have the whole center done, and I'm just working on these leaves, and so each of these areas will get some leaves, and then it will be done. So I think that turned out pretty cute. The green really anchors everything, keeps it a little bit more grounded and stable. I guess all those words kind of are synonyms, but without the green it just felt too light and flighty. I don't know. So I think it really works. And the green is avocado, which in general I'm not a fan of because it's a very yellow green and I don't like that color, but in this case I think it works. So there is August. Almost done with that. Hopefully finish that today. I'm also working on my temperature pieces, and I'm doing pretty good, staying caught up with these. So here's my temperature quilt. This is what that looked like before. And here it is now. And I believe today is a day to work on this some more, so I'll put in a couple more there. And then I'll need to do some more of the sashing before the next time it comes around. But that should be fine. And really happy with how this is coming along. We've got more warmer days, but it's still pockets of cool days. And it has not gotten above 80, I think, well, I know it's been 88. Yeah, we did get to 89, but it wasn't a new color, so that was 89. 90 will bring a brighter, like an orangier yellow, so that'll be fun when I get there. Although, it is nice that it hasn't actually gotten that hot to live in. I mean, it's interesting with these temperature pieces that you start to view the weather in terms of what color do I get to stitch, and you get excited about, oh yeah, that's a new color I haven't had before, but then you realize, but do I really want that color? Because that's going to mean it's hot or whatever, you know, but where my sister lives, it got almost to 100 already last week, and I'm like, no thank you, I don't want that. You can keep it. She's like, I don't want it either. So here's my balloons, and this one is caught up as well. I worked on this yesterday. Here's that one. So I've got more of the cloud done, just a little bit more, and then all of these areas, it's starting to curve in on this row so to make the shape of the balloon. And all of those days were a different color. I think these two were the same, but since they were separated, it worked out. Although this one was the same as the one above it, which is kind of annoying. I like it when they're all like super patchworky and they are all different. But that doesn't always work out. So far, it's coming along really nicely. This balloon is starting to warm up, be more springy. Today is kind of overcast. It actually rained last night, which it hasn't rained in a little while. And it's still kind of cloudy, coming and going. I almost was able to film a little earlier than usual because I have a lot to talk about today. But the sun kept popping out of the clouds and creating the sunspot fiasco. So I figured, I'll just wait. I'll just wait and hope I have time to get through it all before I have to go pick up my kids. So there's that. That's what I worked on this week. Sorry, that's what I worked on this week. So now we can talk about Stitch Mania because it's coming. Wednesday is May 1st, and that's when Stitch Mania starts. If you haven't heard about it yet, Stitch Mania is a group on Facebook, and they started in 2015, and I think the first original main challenge for Stitch Mania was to make a new start the first 15 days in May, because it was 2015. And it kind of exploded all over the stitching community. And every year since then, some people do, again, 15 new starts. Some people have continued to increase it to match the year. So 16 new starts in 2016. This year is 19 new starts, that kind of thing. Some people do 31 new starts, one every day. Some people do one a week. I did that. Did I do that last year? 2 years ago at least. I know I did that. That's the first year I did it. I did one per week, and then it gave me time to enjoy the piece before moving on. So I think I did 5 starts. So maybe every few days, not necessarily a full week, but and now there's a lot of variations on it. There's Mania, which is one piece the whole month. There's like Whip Mania, where you work on a different whip every day. There's a variety of things. This year, since I am having my personal goal of no new starts, I can't technically participate in Stitch Mania because Stitch Mania is all about the starts. So what I thought I would do instead is I got this idea from Terry Lee Crafts, and I think she's planning to work on this as well throughout the month, but I don't know if she's still planning to do a new section every day or if she's just going to work on it every day. I am going to work on a stitching shelf by Heaven and Earth Designs, Amy Stewart's artwork, for the first 19 days of May. And I'm going to work on a different little scene every day. There will be a lot of counting involved, but I think once it's done, it will be fun to be able to pick it up and work on whichever section I feel like working on. And in this coming year, I feel like I have a lot of seasonal themed things that I would like to start. So 2020 might be the year of seasonal stitching for me. And this one could work into that as well, where on the spring months I can work on the scenes that are in the spring area, and in the summer months I could work on these ones, and so on and so forth. And if a challenge refers to a specific thing that is in one of these scenes and I'm stuck up here, I can just go to that scene and work on it. Like this lady has a fireplace, so I could go and work on the fireplace if something called for fire. So there's pumpkins over here. I could work on those if something called for pumpkins. Or an example of that is Ingeborg's, a Stitch Too Far, her birthday sal is in the middle of Stitch Mania. And my first thought was, oh, I can't participate in a themed sal because I already have something slotted in. And then I heard the themes she was choosing. She's going to have a 4-day sal, the 15th through the 18th. And each day is a different theme relating to her channel. And she explains it in her, I think, most recent video, the one I've seen most recently. Anyways, I'm almost 2 weeks behind. And as I was listening, I'm like, that all fits this piece. I can still do this. And I'm even going to try to jump around a little bit to make sure that on those days I'm stitching on those things. So I'll show you. I have a bigger picture of this that I had printed out that can help. So her first theme on the 15th was frog, because her channel name, A Stitch Too Far, was created because she sometimes stitches a stitch too far and needs to frog. So there's a little frog in this piece. So on the 15th, I will probably work on one of these, you know, scenes and make sure to also get some time on the frog. The next one is green. I think that's her favorite color. So I'll again pick one of these ones because there's a lot of green in the summer band. And the next day is friends. They look like friends. They look like friends. They look like friends. So I will do one that has some friends. Her little kitty is her friend. So I'll do one that represents friends. One of these ones. And then the last day is old and new. And this whole piece kind of represents that. It's a bunch of old paintings showing stitching, formatted in a new, fresh way for us to enjoy. So I thought so I could do anything on that day, really, and it would apply. So I really love all of this, and I'm excited to also stitch on it for Ingeborg's birthday sal later in the month. So I will show you what that looks like now. This is on 28 count Monaco, I think. Like, it's tan. Don't remember what the official color is. It's a yard long. I'm doing it 2/1 half stitches. So this is how far I've gotten so far. It's very thick because this is the max color version. So, oh my goodness, it's like bent from being curled. So there's that. And I do enjoy parking on this one because there is so many colors. But I think the last time I did it, I might have done parking in the columns rather than one square at a time because it went a little bit faster. So I think I'm doing column parking. And I have like 3 or 4 columns finished. This is the start of a key down here, and there will be a door coming up soon. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably count over to the first thing I'm going to do here for the first day, which is this lady. So she'll be my first one, I think. And I could also count down to her, you know, and then do, you know, I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go. But I considered gridding. I even have a, what do you call it? Some invisible thread here, gridding the first page break. Can barely see it. I'm still not sure it's accurate, so I don't know that I would trust it because it was really hard to see where the holes were when I was counting, so I'm going to take it out. I tried to use my like water-soluble marker to mark like the page junctions, and it's just too fat for this fine of fabric. And part of me is tempted to use a pencil, because when I was looking at the counted canvas pattern that Trisha from 3 Owl Threads sent me recently, they have you actually write on your canvas with pencil the outlines of the boxes and the letters to know like which pattern goes in which box. And I thought, well, maybe I could, my pencil is a mechanical pencil, so it's really fine. That would probably work to mark out the page lines, the page, you know, junctions, to kind of help count a little bit. But it's so time consuming, and this is something I'm going to have to just do on the day of, count to my section on the day of, because I don't really have any time right now. And I think that's okay. that's part of the fun of starting things, is figuring out where you're going to start. So I will just take time and quadruple check my count from my starting point to my new location, and as I'm stitching, I will continue to count and count and count and count some more. So I will be accurate, and then I will have confidence in that section to be able to count from there to other ones. So I think it'll be fine. I've done cross country before, and I know I have messed up recently on one that I was doing cross country, which is partly why I was a little bit hesitant again about this one. But gridding is just not for me. I'm just not a gridder. So here goes nothing, and wish me luck. So I have not yet decided exactly which ones I am going to do on which days. Originally, I thought I would just do, you know, across and then across and across and across. But because of Ingeborg's birthday stitch along with a lot of these ones being used for challenges, the first, you know, at least 2 of them, maybe 3 of them, I might jump around. So I haven't decided yet exactly what order. So we'll see. A lot of people ask me what I use to store my things. I stitch in hand and just roll it up in my hand, and so when I put it away, it's nice to keep it in a roll. This is the wrapping paper tube that I just put a post-it note on the bottom and taped it on. That's my that's my really high-tech way of storing my project. And I just wrote on the outside what it is, because this is probably going to stay in this tube for the rest of my life. It is definitely a nursing home project, or until I can't see anymore. So after the 19 days of Stitch Mania are over, I am going to do Mirabilia Mania, which is something else some people do because of the alliteration. It just works. I have 6 Mirabilias that are already started. So I will be, there's 12 days at the end of May after the 19 days are over, so I'm going to be doing 2 days on each of my Mania Mirabilia projects that are already started. At this point, I'm just planning to work on them alphabetically. So unless somebody has a reason that they want to like sal with me on a certain day during those last 12 days, I can move them around. But at this point, I'll just do them alphabetically because. So my first one is Adia, the Garden Fairy. So here's this one. And Belinda, the Aussie Stitcher, recently finished hers. And this is what she looks like now. That's how far I am on her. These are all on 32 count linen. This one is probably what was called for. It's like a brown, tanny, slightly green, but mostly brown. She's really pretty. Lots of pretty colors. This wing is all, this upper portion of her wing is all finished, and I think last time I worked on her, I worked in her roses and things. So I'm not sure what I'll do. You know, if I'll fill in this stuff here, work on her other wing, work on her shoulder area. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll work on her for 2 days. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, to work on these Mirabilias after 19 days on a full coverage piece. Because that is, a stitching shelf is probably the most confetti heavy piece I've ever seen in my life, especially since it's max color and regular sized max color. So these Mirabilias are going to be like a breath of fresh air after all of that, I think. It'll be a really nice treat. My next one is Ashley's Roses. And this one, Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch finished, I think earlier this year. Or the end of last year, I can't remember. But mine, also I believe on the called for fabric. is just the top. I haven't even started on the girl yet. So I'll probably finish, I prefer working Mirabilias from the top down, and usually I start in the middle and kind of hop and skip and jump to the top and then work down. But because this one had like a corner with the border, I went ahead and just did the top start, you know, and measured in however much I needed to to have a nice border, and then started at the top. So I'll probably keep working in these, probably over here in the rest of this, you know, stuff. Spend 2 days on that, see how far I can get. This is a nice, really refreshing colors, very springy, so this will be fun to work on. And then I've got Lady of the Flag, which I started last year. So there's Lady of the Flag, and I have an original that I bought probably when I was in college, because that's when 9/11 happened, at the LNS in Corvallis, Oregon, which has changed hands recently. It used to be Friendship Crossing, now I believe it's Starlight Stitchery, maybe? Something like that. Ask Michelle Bendy Stitchy. She's been there. So this is Lady of the Flag, but that's where I got my copy, back when it was still brand new. I need a bigger tube for this one. It doesn't quite fit. So this is where she is now, and like I said, I started in the middle and worked my way up the flagpole, and so there's some Krynic there at the top. And then from there I counted over to do her face and then up her arm. And so now her flame torch is finished, and her arm is finished except for backstitching. So I think I'll probably work on her face. I might put some beads up here to finish that out and then work on her face. So here we go. I'm doing this on a Witchelt fabric, so that's why it's so see-through. But I think her yellow colors are really going to pop. It's a greeny grayish color that's, oh, I forget what color it is. I don't even remember. Yeah, it's a little better. 2 layers. So there she is. And I never really had any plans to start her until I got this pack of fabric from on eBay that had like a few different colors that looked like they would be nice neutral background colors for Mirabilias. And I thought, you know what, that's going to look really nice for that pattern, because I just went through all my mirrors and thought which of these fabrics would go with what. And that needed to happen. So I finally started that last year. After that one will be Stargazer, which you've seen recently. I've done this one the most recently. So this is what the original looks like. I am doing mine in a color conversion on hand-dyed fabric by me, my one and only attempt at dyeing fabric, which doesn't like to show up in the light very well. So we'll try to fold it so that the fabric can show up without washing out. There she is. And last time I worked on this, I focused a lot on the beads. There's still more beads, but the top chunk is done. There's more down here, and I think even more down here. But for these 2 days, I will likely work on her. Just work on her. Her jacket needs to get finished, and then start on her skirt. So it would be nice to, since there's only 2 days, like, I don't predict I'll get very far, but it would be nice to at least close up some of these gaps on her jacket. So that coloring right here is pretty accurate. And her hair is a little bit lighter, kind of close to my hair, so show up better on the dark fabric. These blue ribbons will match her front skirt blue, which is staying the same. And then this is like a burgundy, and these are gold ribbons. So, and her back skirt, the coat, I guess, the burgundy goes down here too. So I think it's going to be nice. got some texts here, but hopefully you can't hear that. It's just on vibrate right now. Almost time to go, but I have a couple more to show you. Let's roll this up. This one is being kept in a tube from what used to be sold at craft stores. Sometimes they might still be in these, in the square ones. So sometimes I just repurpose the ones that I've bought at the store. Like this one from Ashley's Roses. This is a really old Charles Craft tube that was from ages ago, and I'm just repurposing it. My next one is Villa Mirabilia, and that's what she looks like. She is a lot larger than the other ones. She's on a fat half instead of a fat quarter. But I really like her, and I've kind of been missing her, so I think if I do another Mirabilia focus after this, I'll probably bring her out and work on her some more, because she's really pretty. I want to spend more time on her. So this is what she looks like right now. This is a similar to what's called for. Maybe exactly what's called for. Here's where she's at now. I'm sitting way back. And it's greener than showing up. It's a lot more tan in the picture. It's more of a green, but it's still pretty. And that's where she's at now. The last time I worked on this for you, I did this top border. So now the top border is finished up till those corner points. This goes down a long way before anything else happens over here, but I might work on this green bush to just get that done. So we'll see. Or I'll work in her because she's so pretty. We'll see what I feel like. But I do want to kind of get the top finished, so I might just work on that bush on those 2 days and get that going. And then my last one is Winter Queen, which is also a recent start from last year. She's a big girl. Takes her a while to get rolled up. Okay. And this is my last Mirabilia whip, Winter Queen. The very last one Queen I have not yet started is Summer Queen, so I'm going to need to start her next year so I have her to work on various seasons. So spring and autumn and Christmas are all finished and take their turn on my wall. So it'd be nice to have these two finished as well so they can all have their proper, time chunks on the wall above my desk. So here's Winter Queen. And she's just on white linen from MCG Textiles. Here's her face is all finished, so I will likely just work more on her hair and her crown. This is one too. I started here, kind of hop and skipped and jumped my way up. There's some white in there too, you can see, to get to her head and hair, and then I'll finish this and then work down, completing more down as I go. That's how I like to do it, because I think my stitches look neater when I work from the top down, and I like to have their faces done while I'm working on them, because it's just so pretty. So I will work more in her hair next time, on those 2 days at the end of May. So I think that's everything, which is good, because I have to go pretty soon. It's getting a little dark. The clouds definitely came out thicker. So there is all of my Mirabilia, not my Mirabilia, my Mania plans. Too many M's. And Midsummer Roses will be my focus for the last couple days here in April, and then it will turn into my travel piece so that I can possibly finish it in April just by using it as my travel piece. So we'll see. And I still have my giveaway open for another week. I will draw names next week, so if you haven't gotten to that one yet, you can go to my last video, I believe at number 70, a fairy finish, has a giveaway for passing 5,000 subscribers, and I'm giving away 5 different charts. So if you'd like any of those, feel free to go enter those on that video, and I will continue to log names and draw names next week. So, which is, what day is it next week? The 6th or 7th, one of those days. So I think that's everything. I hope you guys enjoy the last of your April and whatever you're choosing to do for Mania. I haven't gotten to very many Mania videos yet because I'm kind of far behind on Flosstube, but I will enjoy seeing those and hopefully get a little bit more caught up throughout the month as I stitch. And it'll be fun to watch you guys and see what you're doing and live vicariously through all of your starts. Going forward, I'm not really feeling like a start-a-thon in 2020. For those of you who are wondering, I'll definitely do a new year, new start, because of course, why wouldn't I? And then I'll have my 2 finishes equals a new start rule. Page finishes on full coverage pieces count for that. So I may choose like fun days to start things, like my birthday. I have the Joan Elliott May Day celebration, which just occurred to me that, you know, May 1st is May Day, and it's also Stitch Mania, so maybe next year I could start that Joan Elliott on May 1st to celebrate May Day. And to technically have a Stitch Mania start, because I'm not going to do Stitch Mania. My goal is not to have 5 kabillion whips. I just want enough to keep the fun in it, you know? So I'm not sure which ones I'll start and when, but that one occurred to me that, hey, I could do that next year, you know, maybe, because I haven't ever stitched Joan Elliott before, so that could be a fun one to do. I have a few more I want to start next year that need to get kitted up, so I'll have to be working on that the next several months of this year. In the meantime, have a fun week and enjoy the start of spring or fall wherever you are, and happy stitching. Bye.